Tonight we're going to do some smothered pork chops and a mushroom onion gravy with apple cider gravy. Hope I said that right. Apple cider mushroom onion gravy. But anyway, I have 6 bone-in chops here. They're still quite cold, but these are going to be braised, so it doesn't really matter. They're salt and peppered. I'm going to go ahead and brown them up. And I know initially they're not all going to fit in the pan, but we're going to make this work. I didn't use any oil in the pan. These chops will have plenty of fat from them. So, I'll work these in here as best as we can. So they thaw out a little bit better. Alright, we'll let these brown up for about 5 minutes on each side. Alright, the chop's been browning up for about 4 or 5 minutes on each side, so let's go ahead and give these a turn. All we're looking for is just a little bit of color on these. They don't need to be cooked through, obviously. These are going to braise for a while. So these are turned over. We're going to have to work these around just so we have enough room in this pan to begin with. Once we add our braised liquid and stuff, everything will fit in there just fine. So we'll let these go for another maybe 3-4 minutes. Then add in the other 2, get them browned up, and then add in our liquids and our mushrooms, and we'll be ready to let them simmer for an hour or so. Alright, so I went ahead and moved 2 of them over, and I'm going to get the other 2 on here real quick. Get them browned up along with the other 4. I know it kind of looks like we're trying to put too much in the pan, but it'll all work out in the end. You'll see. Alright, we're about ready to move on to the next step here. So we're going to add in 2 yellow onions as these chops begin to get the color and caramelize a little bit. We're going to add these in there and get these caramelized down with them. Alright, now that the pork chops have gotten a nice color to them and they're starting to release their liquids and the onions have caramelized nicely, we're going to go ahead and deglaze the pan with, I'm going to add in 2 4.5-ounce cans of mushrooms. And the juice from the mushrooms will deglaze the pan. 2 cans of those. And that'll start to give us a little base for our sauce. Now I'm going to also reduce the heat down. Now the next step, what I'm going to do is the last step I'm going to do for at least an hour, hour and a half. I'm going to add in some apple cider. This is local apple cider that I got here. And I'm just going to add in just enough to almost cover these. It doesn't necessarily have to cover because these are going to reduce down. I'd say 3 cups of apple cider. Okay. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is, like I said, I got the heat down to low. I'm going to put a lid on this and let it braise for an hour and a half or so until the pork chops are fork tender. And I will move the pork chops around several times throughout the cook. Right now I'm just going to leave it as it is, put the lid on, and let it braise. Okay, our pork chops have been simmering for about an hour. We're going to go ahead and start rotating these things around, getting the ones off the bottom and putting the ones on the top on the bottom. That way everything will be equally cooked. I'm going to go ahead and let this continue to simmer for about another 30 minutes or so. Come back and let it thicken up a little bit. Right, these chops are done. I'm going to go ahead and add in the water and flour slurry to go ahead and get this thickened up. It's probably more than what we need, but I'll go ahead and add all that in there. Alright, the gravy is thickened up, and as you can tell, the pork chops are falling apart. This is smothered pork chops and apple cider mushroom onion gravy. Right, there we go with our smothered pork chops with apple cider gravy, mushrooms, and onions. And we're going to go ahead and give this a little try here. See how tender they are. Look at that. Falling off the bone. Mmm. Oh man.
I do have it.
Oh.
I know, just hold on.
The sweetness from the apple cider. See that bone falling off there? That right there's some good home eating right there. Alright, y'all. Thank you for watching.